Hey everyone, welcome back to Wellness for Dancers. My name is Jamie. I'm a professional dancer, certified yoga instructor, and a certified wellness coach living in Los Angeles. In today's video, we are talking about Wellness for Dancers, a beginner's guide. Today, I've got 12 tips for you for your body, mind, and soul. Whether you dance as a hobby or you are dancing professionally or aspiring to be professional, I hope that these tips can really help you and transform your wellness so that you can become a better dancer. Even if you're not a dancer, maybe you're watching this video, hopefully these tips can still help you in your daily life with your wellness, just so that you can feel better, more energized, and more confidence, and live with more joy. Long story short, I got into yoga and wellness through my passion and my love for dance. I always dreamed of being a professional dancer, but I knew that my wellness was holding me back in some way, and that's when I found yoga and wellness. I went on to become certified in these areas, and now I just want to share my expertise with you so that hopefully you can learn something, take something from this video, be inspired, and just go and be your best self. Starting with our body, number one is to eat more whole foods. What does this even mean? I remember back in the day, when you're a dancer, you're kind of young, kind of broke, living off frozen food, fast food. I just want to say I saw a sign the other day for a McChicken for $1. And that same day I had just gone to the grocery store to Ralph's and I bought a whole head of cabbage for $1. So I just want to let you know that the McChicken costs the same as a whole head of cabbage, and that whole head of cabbage is whole foods, and that's actually going to fill you up and give you the proper nutrition that you need for your body to run as a machine and to dance the way that you need it to. So eating more whole foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts and seeds, legumes, oils and fats, and plant-based proteins. I am vegan, so this is going to be a vegan episode. Starting with our veggies, you really want to think about eating leafy greens, kale, spinach, lettuce. Get in your colors. We love carrots and yams. We love beets. And just really start to explore the vegetables in your grocery aisle. I am sure that there are certain vegetables that you have never tried. All you need to do is Google it. Look up how to make this thing. Like I remember okra. And I thought, well, I've never had okra, but how do I make it? And just figuring out, do you like to make it steamed, fried, raw, put it in a salad, put it in a smoothie? Just get it in your body because you need it. Fruits, we all know what fruits are. Eating fruits are great. They have a lot of, they're carbohydrates and sugar, and they've got fiber. Same with veggies, lots of fiber. So you can eat frozen fruits. You can also put those in your smoothies. Have an acai bowl. Those are amazing. I love those. Whole grains, so think about adding more rice, wild rice, quinoa, oats, lots of oatmeal. You can really get like cheap oatmeal packages from the grocery. Steel cut oats are better because they are whole and they're not refined or processed. Amaranth and barley. So slowly incorporating those into your diet. Nuts and seeds, these are my favorite. These are gonna fill you up so much, and these are also, they've got a little bit of sweetness to it, and it's perfect for like an afternoon snack. As a dancer, I love having nuts and seeds. Sometime around like 3 or 4 o'clock when I start to like get tired and feel like I need some sugar, I feel like you can have a little bit of sugar in there, like maybe some dark chocolate chips, but the nuts and seeds are really going to help. Almonds, cashews, pecans, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, hemp seeds, chia, flax seeds. So many nuts and seeds, so get out there. Legumes, we've got beans, lentils, and peas. These are really great. You can just like throw them in salad, or you can just honestly eat them out of the can. Sometimes I just eat beans with rice. You can add them to your salads. Thinking about healthy oils and fats. So lots of olive oil and coconut oil. I also love to use vegan butter. Plant-based proteins, we've got tofu, tempeh, edamame. I also just love getting like the soy chicken nuggets from Trader Joe's or even from Ralph's. You can get the plant-based chicken nuggets. So even if you don't want to make stuff, you can still find frozen versions of this. But it's so important to take care of your body and take care of your diet and what you are eating. Stop eating so much frozen, processed, and junk foods. That stuff is slowing you down. That stuff is actually making you hungrier. It's not nutritious at all, and it's just inhibiting you from being a really, really amazing good dancer. And I'm saying that with leading by example, okay? I'm saying that from my own experience in my life. Number 2 is to drink more water. Get yourself a bigger water bottle, something that you actually like to drink out of. If you do live in LA, I know the tap water isn't great right now. You can use a Brita filter, but even then, like maybe the Brita isn't so great right now, especially after the wildfires. So your best bet, and I say this from research, is spring water, mountain spring water, the Crystal Geyser. Those gallons are the ones that I get. That's really good. You want fresh spring water. And the second thing is electrolytes. You need electrolytes. If you are dancing and you are sweating and you're losing so much salt, you need electrolytes morning and night. Morning and night. Have your electrolytes. I know that those can get expensive, so a cheap version for electrolytes is a cup of water, half a lemon, and pink Himalayan sea salt. Mix that all together. Just chug it down morning and night. You're going to sleep so much better. Your muscle twitches and spasms are going to ease up, and you're going to feel less muscle soreness. If you do want to spend some money on electrolytes, my favorite ones that I use right now are the Element, LMNT. You can buy those online. They've got so many different flavors. I think the watermelon and raspberry and citrus salt are my favorite, and then chocolate salt, because you can heat that up with almond milk and it's kind of like a hot chocolate salt. You can also get coconut water. I love the Pura Vida white pressed coconut water. That's my favorite. Those are natural electrolytes. I don't recommend drinking Emergency. That has too much sugar in it. It has like 8 or 9 grams of sugar per package. The Element is 0 sugar, and then the coconut water is all natural sugar. So try to stick to more salt than sugar if you can to get in your electrolytes, magnesium and sodium chloride, which is salt. Number 3 for your body is to lift weights. If you want to dance and you want to be stronger, your muscles need to be stronger, you need to push some weights. You should really consider getting a gym membership if you don't have one. If you do, I would recommend starting with at least once a week. If you can make it to the gym once a week and push some weight, that's great. I would do a full body day. If you can, do 2 times a week and split that up. One is an upper body day, one is a lower body day. If you can, even 3 times a week to the gym for weightlifting. I would split that up between upper, lower body, and then a full body day. You can also buy some dumbbells and have those at home. I also recommend doing Pilates. That's a lot of body weight training. You can honestly do a lot of mat Pilates and classes on YouTube. I am also going to start posting some of my core Pilates classes on YouTube, and you can find some really great ones. I love Move with Nicole. I think she's great on YouTube for Pilates. So just remembering that you also need to strengthen and weight train your body, whether that's with the weights at the gym or with your own body weight with Pilates. Number 4 is yoga. Stretch. It is so important, dancers, to stretch before you start dancing, after you start dancing, and just in general to keep your body healthy. Even on your off days when you're not dancing, I highly recommend incorporating a yoga practice into your routine. Even if you do yoga once a week for 1 hour, maybe you can take a yoga class at your gym, or maybe you can go to a yoga studio, pay for a group class. I also teach yoga on YouTube, so you can do my Yoga for Dancers classes. If you do live in LA, I teach at LA Fitness, and you can come there for a guest spot. There's also tons and tons, thousands of great YouTube videos for yoga online, so you can find that. But it's so important, again, to stretch your body and keep your body in alignment. Open up your body, loosen up your hip joints, stretch your muscles, increase your range of motion and mobility so that you can be a better dancer and a stronger dancer. Next up, we've got 4 things for our mind. Number 1 is to meditate. I highly recommend starting with meditation 1 minute a day. If you've never meditated, it can be a lot and it can be hard. So just start with 1 minute a day. Put it in your calendar. Put it as a task in your phone, 1 minute a day, and then mark as completed when you do. Use your timer. This is how I started. I would use my timer. I would set it for a minute, close my eyes, and just breathe and focus on my breath, or try to focus on like not having thoughts and focus on breath, or just observing what your thoughts are doing, or observing your gut, your intuition. So there's a difference between listening to your head and then listening to your gut. But it's so important that you sit still. Like, I know that our mind is always running like crazy, crazy, crazy. So it's so important, dancers, to take care of your mind and meditate, listen to your soul, get still, listen to yourself so that you can figure out what the answers are and what you need to do next in your journey. Only you have the answers, and only meditation is going to give you that insight. Number 2 is to keep a dance journal. I started doing this in 2019, and this is so helpful for your progress, for your growth, and if you really want to move intentionally. So I would keep a dance journal, and after every class or training session, I would go and I would write down the class that I took, who I took it with, the choreographer, teacher. I would write down the date, the location, maybe even the song. And first I would just start brain dumping everything I learned from class, all the takeaways, all the aha moments. And then I would start with my wins. It's so important. I know we want to critique ourselves first, but write down your wins, what you did well, maybe some things that you learned about yourself, and then write down the things that maybe you do need to work on. And keep this dance journal and just have it for your own self and your own notes. You can always look back on them one day, but I promise you, just kind of like going over what you did in a class or training session afterwards and putting it down on paper is going to help so much to like kind of just like, I always say this in yoga, to like seal in your practice, but really to seal in your practice and make it more intentional, as opposed to just going to classes and training sessions and then forgetting about what you did and kind of just leaving it and moving on. That's fine if you're dancing for fun or maybe for a hobby, but if you are looking to go more serious and be professional, then that's what I highly recommend you do. Number 3 is our dance videos. So dancers, when we take dance videos of ourselves or we get footage back of ourselves, I know that we want to watch ourselves on repeat, and that's okay. Watch yourself on repeat. But be gentle with yourself, and please, please, please start with your wins first. Try to zoom out a little bit and look at yourself from a third person point of view, and just look at overall as if you were watching a friend dance. That's not even you, that's a friend dancing, and just compliment, find 3 things that you did well first, and then 3 things that you could work on. Otherwise, you're going to sit there and get stuck in a loop of just watching yourself and being so critical of yourself, and you're going to go down this rabbit hole. You're going to start getting so depressed and anxious, and it's actually going to be worse for your dance journey. It's gonna hinder you more and keep you a little bit more paralyzed and stuck in that headspace. And I know that because I did that for years. I would sit there and just criticize myself, rip myself to shreds. How is that helpful for your growth? Imagine your friend showed you a dance video and you sat there and you just started ripping them to shreds. No. You would always compliment your friend first, and then maybe be like, okay, like maybe you can take this criticism here and there. That's how I want you to treat yourself. Be nice to yourself. How are you going to grow, and how are you going to become a better dancer if you were so mean to yourself? Stop it. Number 4 is to limit your social media usage. Put an app timer on those apps, or just delete them, get rid of them completely. I know we want to stay up to date with everyone and everything that's happening in the industry, but I promise you it's not going anywhere. And there are so many people and things to always be looking at that sometimes it becomes way too much and you can't shut your brain off. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. Anytime you're noticing yourself comparing, take a deep breath and stop, and maybe remind yourself with some affirmations that you are great, you are amazing, you are doing your best. It's okay to use social media and watch your friends, watch other dancers that inspire you, choreographers, teachers, and mentors. It is okay. It is great. It is inspirational. It is educational. It is much needed. But just recognize when you're going a little bit too far, maybe when it's like taking over your whole day, when you notice that you're starting to get sad about certain things, like just really paying attention to how you're feeling and limit your use, set those app timers. Like, think about it. We've got YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know what else. I'm not even Gen Z, but I'm sure there's so many other apps. Imagine you limited each of those to 1 hour a day. That's still like minimum 5 hours. Imagine spending 5 hours out of 24 hours of your day just on social media. Think about that. Lastly, we've got 4 things for our soul, or I like to call recovery. So number 1, for beginners is to ice your knees. I know, but my knees don't hurt, or I don't have bad knees. Wellness is all about prevention. Wellness is all about prevention. Go to CVS, go to your local pharmacy, buy a nice big ice pack. I have the one that has like a strap attached so I can wrap it around and then Velcro it to myself if I need to walk around or move around. But ice your knees. Just start there. If you are more advanced, cold showers. And we can talk about that in another video, but cold shower contrast therapy is amazing. If not, just start with your knees. I would say your knees because you're a dancer. You're a dancer and you are using your knees a lot. You're using your legs a lot. And what happens is from all the impact from dancing, it's like impacting your joints, your bones, and it's rubbing up against each other. It's causing a lot of inflammation, which could eventually lead to knee pain or injury or needing surgery. And I don't want us to go there. So I really want you to lower that inflammation by icing your knees every day or after every training session. Put it in your routine, put it in your calendar, make it a part of your recovery after dance. You need some sort of routine after you dance. You can't just go to bed or continue about your day. You really need to make it a point to recover. And I say start with icing your knees. Number 2 is Epsom salt baths. Now, this goes back to electrolytes, like drinking your salt. You can also absorb the salt through your skin, your epidermis. That is one of the biggest tissues in our body is our skin. So you can absorb that through an Epsom salt bath. If you don't have a bathtub, I'm so sorry. Maybe go take a dip in the ocean if you live in LA. But if you do have a tub, Epsom salt baths. And baby, if you're like struggling with your money right now, Dollar Tree has $1 packages of Epsom salts, little packages for like $1, and that can go in one tub full. That's what I like to use. If you're feeling like splurging a little bit, Dr. Teal's is really great. They also have that at CVS, or you can get it at Ralph's or Target. But yeah, I really love the lavender ones, or chamomile or eucalyptus, something super relaxing, and make sure the water is nice and warm, and take about a 20-minute soak. And you can do that after or before you ice your knees. And honestly, Epsom salt baths are great any time of day, nighttime before bed. Even like a morning soak can be really, really nice if you wake up and you're feeling really, really sore. Just start to incorporate that into your routine. I would say once a week or every other week to start. Let's say every other week to start. Number 3 is go outside, hang out with a friend, call your mom, call a family member, go for a hike. Did I already say that? Paint, sing, do karaoke, color. Just be creative. Take creative rest. Do something that's totally unrelated to dance. Maybe read a book, something that's just fulfilling for you and for your soul and for your own personal recovery. And lastly, number 4 is to rest. Whether you rest in bed or maybe you rest in Shavasana, which is that final resting pose in yoga where you're just literally laying on the floor like a corpse. Sit still and let your body just rest. It's really great to use the floor in Shavasana because it acts kind of as like acupuncture or pressure points on your glutes and on your shoulders. And because the floor surface is hard, it kind of like resets your body and puts you back in alignment. I know last year was the first time I started like actually sleeping on the floor a lot because it felt good on my body and for my alignment. And just talking to so many dancers, they're like, oh, I love sleeping on the floor. Sleeping on the floor is great. Because sometimes your bed can be a little bit too squishy and it kind of makes your body feel worse. So if you can, lay in Shavasana. I highly recommend just adding this, whether it's a little bit every day before bed or sometime throughout your day, you can break it up. Or if you just do like one really long Shavasana, 20 minutes at some point, you're going to have to figure that out for yourself, like for your schedule. I'm just here giving you ideas of what you can incorporate into your wellness routine and what I've done to incorporate into my wellness routine. I've done both. I've done Shavasana 20-30 minutes before sleep, and it helps me sleep even better. Or I've even done like a 30-minute shavasana in the middle of the day as like my nap or my rest and reset, and it's super, super helpful. All right, dancers, thanks so much for listening and watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope these wellness tips were helpful, educational, and inspiring for you. I hope you do try some of this out. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Also, let me know in the comments what other kinds of videos on topics of wellness and dance that you'd like to hear or see from me. Ask me any questions and I can definitely get back to you. And I will see you next week for a new episode on Wellness for Dancers.